Miss Transformers 96 here with another review. This time I'm going to be talking about the images from the Suicide Squad. So yeah, so a couple of weeks ago they did release the official image of Joker, and I did talk about that. Overall, I didn't like it too much. But now we do have an official shot of the entire Suicide Squad, as well as a couple other official photos, and then there are some set pictures as well. So this is mainly what I'm going to be talking about here. As you can see, we've got a full shot of the Suicide Squad. Now, I don't know everybody in the Suicide Squad. I know Boomerang, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, and Killer Croc, but the rest I don't really know anything about, so mainly I'll just be talking about those four. So to briefly discuss Killer Croc and Boomerang, first of all, Boomerang, I think he looks pretty good. He's got, kind of a dumb name, and, in the comics he can kind of look a little silly, and this way they gave him that kind of big coat, but still, allowed him to remain somewhat cool looking. So I do like the look for Boomerang there. I think it looks pretty decent. Killer Croc looks pretty interesting. Now he's the character that obviously is going to be the hardest one to do, I would think, because either you're going to make him look too crazy and too unrealistic, but it'll look really cool and close to the comics, or you're going to make him really realistic and therefore not super cool. They went with a definitely more realistic look. He's in a hoodie. He's got, what I do like is his hands are kind of bandaged up, which I like a lot. It's very much like the Killer Croc from Arkham Origins, the game. So I like the bandages on the hand there. His face, though, looks like very heavy makeup, and it'll be interesting to see how articulate he will be in his expressions with all that makeup on him. I'd like to see a closer image of it just so you can really see some of the detail, but overall it looks okay. I mean, they did it probably the best that they could to make him look like a realistic character and not just some really goofy comic book character, because his character, obviously, he's an alligator man, so they could easily screw that up, but it looks like they did quite a good job, and they did pretty well for how hard that character would be to do. Some of the more interesting ones to talk about are Deadshot and Harley Quinn. First of all, going over Deadshot, played by Will Smith. As you can see, we've got the image in the group shot just closened up, and he's looking really nice. I like his costume a lot. It reminds me a little bit more of the Arkham Origins Deadshot as well. Just the colors, it kind of looks like his snow gear kind of look from that game. Maybe it's just me though, but I don't know. I seem to think it resembles it quite a lot. I do like the color they went with. Now, who knows how it's going to actually appear in film, because in these preview shots, it's a very dull red or orange, while in the set photos, it's a quite bright red. Now, that could easily be that, when the cameras are shooting it, it might be a little bit duller, or they might just completely wash out the movie in a little bit of a darker tone, which will give it more of this look. So who knows what we're actually going to get in the movie. I would assume it's something like this, though, because this is a little brighter than this, but it's certainly not as bright as that. Overall, I think it looks like a terrific outfit. I like it a lot. He is holding his rifle here. There is something written on the side of his rifle, which is interesting, but I can't read it, and I don't think anybody's able to read it because it's, so much of it is cut off. He's got a little, kind of mark there on his chest, like a scope. I think that's a really nice touch, and his whole mask looks really nice. I think they did a really good job with Deadshot here. I'll be interested to see how the character will act, but as far as his looks, I think that they really did nail it for the most part. I'm quite happy with the way that he looks, and Will Smith looks pretty good in the costume. I'll be also interested to see if they never use his mask, just very few times have him in the movie with his mask on, or if they really want to play up that Will Smith is in this movie, so he'll just never wear his mask. That'll be interesting to see, but overall, very excited for that. Now, the one that I'm most excited for is Harley Quinn. She was the one that I was most looking forward to in this movie, so I am naturally the most excited to see her pictures. So overall, we have two, I guess these are official images on the sides here. I really can only find them on Instagram. I can't find them on Google. I don't know though, but I think that they're the official ones. Overall, she looks really great in my opinion. Some people have really mixed feelings about Harley, about her look here. Personally, I think that they did it quite spot on from what I was kind of hoping. They went with definitely a very realistic look to the character. As you can see, she does wear a kind of a larger neck collar, as well as she does have bracelets, that have spikes on them. I like the fact that her shirt's all ripped up. I think that's really neat. And you can see there is a Joker tattoo on her stomach. It does seem to be a very comic book Joker tattoo, which I think is cool. There's also something written written down here. You can't really see what it is though. She does have a gun that is kind of holstered onto one side of her jacket, and then her jacket is split into two colors. We've got a red and a blue. In the set photos, they're much brighter though. Same with Deadshot. So it'll be interesting to see if they do tone down the colors in this movie, you know, to give it a darker look, or if they will stick to more like what it actually is in person. We'll have to see on that though. Written on her shirt is Daddy's Little Monster, which I think is cute. You've got the little J on her jacket there, as well as in these set photos, you can see on her back it says Property of Joker on her jacket there on the back, which I think is really cool. So obviously she knows Joker by the time that this is all happening. She doesn't like meet him in this movie, I'm assuming. Her hair looks pretty pink. I would have preferred red in her hair instead of pink, but overall I think that's fine. It's very nitpicking. And then the blue in her hair is much brighter than I would have preferred. The blue in right here, that's much better. So if they do kind of wash out the movie in this kind of gray tone, I'll be very happy, because I think that she looks a lot better with her colors a little bit more toned down. Overall, she looks quite great. I really do like it. Her legs, well, one thing I'm really happy about is the fact that it almost looks like there's tattoos on her legs, but actually they are upside down, so those are just drawings. So she's just taken a Sharpie and just draws on her legs or something. I think that's a really neat touch. I can totally see Harley Quinn having, you know, ADD, you know, and just not being able to sit still when the Suicide Squad is being briefed or something, so she's just sitting there with a Sharpie just drawing on her legs. It was also a great way to get the diamond pattern on her leg, like in the comics, you know, a little nod to that, because in the comics she does have 3 diamonds on her thigh there. Her costume has that, so this was a great way to kind of represent that in a more realistic tone. I think she's quite cool. She is pretty kind of sexualized here with just really wearing underwear from the waist down and then boots. But I think she looks great. I'm very happy with this design of Harley Quinn. It was kind of what I wanted to see. Obviously, it's very different from what we've seen, but it does have elements from all sorts of different Harley Quinn incarnations. A lot of the New 52 I see in this one, especially the colors. That was like the first one that had the red and blue color scheme, and as you can see, they obviously went with that color scheme for the movie. I think she looks great though. Very happy about this, and I'll be really excited to get a Hot Toys of her. I really have my fingers crossed that they'll make her. It'll be interesting to see how they make the legs, considering they've never, well, at least I don't think they've made any skin legs, you know, like rubber legs, other than like the Hulk, but even then he has pants. So it'll be really interesting to see how they do the figure. Hope that it looks just as great as the actual costume does in person. She also is holding a bat, which is making a lot of people very happy. You know, Harley Quinn, you know, uses a bat or like a massive mallet as her weapon of choice, so it is great to see the movie sticking true to that. Overall, I'm really loving the character designs of all these characters. A little disappointed in Joker. Killer Croc, you know, they might have been able to make him better, but just personally, I can't tell you exactly what they should have done instead, so it's hard for me to complain about Killer Croc. I think that he's fine. I think he looks a lot, oops, sorry about that. I think he looks a lot better with the hood on, which you can see in this photo up here. I think that he looks pretty nice with that hood on, so maybe if in the movie he has the majority of the time with the hood, I'll be pretty happy with that. Boomerang looks pretty cool, you know, nothing too special, but still pretty cool. The rest of them I really don't know, but none of them have any costumes that annoy me. I think that they all look pretty cool and toned down. The only one that I think is a little odd is the one that's on the ground there, kind of kneeling on the ground. I don't know who she is, but she just doesn't kind of fit into me. They're all kind of like you could basically, you know, kind of buy each of their costumes, you know, even Deadshot and this guy in the middle who was originally going to be played by Tom Hardy. I don't know his name though. They have more militaristic costumes, but it looks like stuff that you could buy. But like hers, it looks a little strange. I mean, it's not like total samurai or anything. It's very toned down, but it does still look a little bit out of place when you compare her to the rest of the people. That's just my opinion though. She might fit in great, so, you know, you just never know. Overall, very happy with all of the character designs. And it does, you know, I was a little worried when they showed us Joker, but now seeing this picture of the entire team, I'm very much liking the looks of the characters, so we'll just have to see what the personalities of these characters are like in screen, and we'll get our first glimpse of that in the trailer. So hopefully the trailer will air soon. It would be great if we can get it in 2015, and we don't have to wait till 2016 to get it, but my guess is we'll have to wait until 2016. Overall though, very excited for this movie, very happy with these character designs. Let me know which ones you agree with me on or disagree with me on. I've heard mixed feelings, especially about Harley Quinn. I really haven't seen too many people say anything bad about Deadshot's look. I think he's mostly pleased all the fans. Harley Quinn, though, is kind of splitting people. Some people really like this design, some people don't like it as much, but we'll have to see. Hopefully anybody who doesn't like it will learn to appreciate it closer to the movie's release. So yeah, thanks so much for watching.